Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Farm thinking right out here in the lab, and I'm in the book, and I'm just ripping y'all a new one, bringing you information that I'm sure you can't get from the university colleges. This material is only going to be gotten by those who are in search of what the truth. That's what I got for you. Going to be from the Greek conquest of Kemet. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and too. Might be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about the Greek conquest of Kemet. If I got enough time, we're gonna do the Romans did it too. So let's talk about the Greeks first. Let's get this information out. Again, you can't get this from the university, and no curriculum in college is going to tell you go get the cultivation, the Nile Valley cultivation to civilization, and read and learn about Kemet. I'll do that for you. Let's go. Kemet had been occupied by a number of foreign armies, but none was oppressive or as oppressive as them damn Persians. Okay, they was catching hell under the persecution of the Persians, who last ruled Kemet from 343 to 332 BCE. So for those years, they caught hell in Kemet. All right. So excuse me. So totally repressive was that so bad. It was so bad that their rule of the civilizations of Kemet, they people cried out for a conqueror who would deliver them from this misery. They wanted anybody to come get this guy out of here. Why? It ain't good. So lo and behold, who comes? The same guy that you educated 1,000 years ago came to your aid. So you thought. So their collective prayers, and they thought it was answered in 3332 BCE when what? When the Greek army came in and defeated the Persian, ran them out, and a 24-year-old warrior by the name of Alexander Numbnuts, okay, was welcomed as the new deliverer of Kemet. He's the savior. He came and, yeah, took him out of what? Persecution, oppression by the who? The Persians. So now they're under persecution and oppression by who? By the Greeks. Okay, that was the deal. Sound familiar? They had to take the lesser two evils. Persians didn't meet them no good. The Greeks didn't meet them no good. But the Greeks appeared to want to help them out. So they took the Persians out and then they started misusing and abusing them. Okay, so let's go. And when the Greeks came and took over, Alexander was in control. And he welcomed this new deliverer. Like he was the savior. Okay? They just loved him. Alexander, who was the son of Philip II of Macedonia, and he fulfilled his father's desire to what? Conquer the world. What? We watch Pinky and the Brain. What you went to the night brain? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. That's animation. That's far-fetched. But this was real. They was really trying to conquer the world. And the Macedonia. And watch this. Macedonia was a mountainous region, mountains of southwestern Europe. Okay? And originally it included parts of Bosnia, formerly Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, and Greece. They was all committed to the same place. Okay, up around there. After 1100 BCE, the Macedonians came under the influence and control of who? The Greeks, who were later conquered by Philip of Macedonia in 338 BCE. Now, the boys is Greeks on the road. They done took over a few things. So now, envious was Alexander of his father's conquest, that he was reputed to have commented, "My father will get ahead of me in everything and will leave nothing great for me to do." Meaning, he gonna conquer everything. Ain't nothing left for me to conquer. Ego on top of ego. That's ego squared. Okay. Alexander was 13 when he began his tutelage under your boy, Aristotle, Mr. Multidisciplinary, Mr. Multi-talented, okay? Remember him? And because he was the teacher of Alexander, when Alexander took over Kemet, he had free reign to the library, where they had over 700,000 scrolls that he can just pick and choose from, and he had his way, okay? And over the years, he had developed a great love and appreciation for what they call Greek culture. Alexander was 20 when he became king of Macedonia. After the assassination of his father, Alexander's love for Greece was secondary to what? What's more important? Conquering. To his lust for power, conquering, okay? During an insurrection in the Greek city of Thebes, remember them? Alexander's forces took control and sold over 30,000 people into slavery. Don't think slavery started when the white man came over and just take them. No, slavery been around a long time. Okay, when you conquer people, they become your stuff to sell. Okay, yeah, people become property, and that's what they were doing. So they didn't just stop with the white people. Okay, and get it out the way. And he came into town and burned every building in the city, with the exception of the one temple and a house of the poet Pindar. Now, Pindar was a philosopher and a follower of the cult of Amun. Okay, pay attention. I put that in there so you can see where we're going with this. So after that battle, Alexander turned his attention to Persia. Dun, 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 dun. We coming take over y'all now, okay? And where he defeated the army of Darius III. Remember, Persia was running Egypt for 343, like 9-10 years. So when they came in, ran him out, he coming to Persia. He ain't gonna stop. He's still coming. His desire to conquer didn't stop him. So he went to Persia, knocked them off in 333, okay, BC. Then murdered and enslaved thousands of people. Again, he went on to liberate, so they say, Egypt 1 year later, 332 BCE. Martin Bonnell, a good author, give a plausible explanation as to why Alexander spared the home of Pindar during the destruction of Thebes. Let's find out what that was about. Early in the 5th century BCE, the poet Pindar wrote a hymn to Amun, which opened Amun, king of the Olympus, the cult of the Libyan variant of the Egyptian Amun was attached to Pindar's native town of Thebes. He was well known. So Alexander, knowing that, spared him. Alexander consolidated his rulership of Egypt in the newly created city Alexandria, which was located on a strip of land between Lake Mareotis and the Mediterranean Sea. In doing the construction of this new city, Alexander made the long and arduous journey to the oracle of Amun, later renamed Zeus Amun. Zeus is the Greek god. Amun is the Egyptian god. They combined them. Okay, they did the same thing with your boy Jesus. Serapis became Jesus because they condensed it and changed the identity. Okay, to fool the ignorant. Where he was told by the African mystic that he was the son of God. Bad call. Why? He lost his damn mind. Ego tripping now. You can't tell him jack. So Martin Bonnell, he wrote a book called Black Athena. He provides additional information on the importance of this oracle in the life of Alexander. That was the motivating force to drive him crazy. Alexander, numbnuts, they call him great, clearly considered himself to be son of Amun. Why? When he had his coins minted, okay, you see the horns here? That's the ram's horn. That's Aries, the son of Aries, okay, and that's Amun. That's his calling card, okay, the ram-headed god Amun. And what's this? Alexander considered himself, set himself up. Well, yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, Alexander the Great clearly considered himself to be what? The son of Amun. Okay. Yep. And after his conquest of Egypt, he set out and went to the desert to consult with the great oracle, who told him, again, he was God's son. Which explains why from then on, watch this, Alexander numbnut coins portray him as a horned Amun. I just showed you a picture of him. The silver coins issued circa 300 BCE, which portrays Alexander wearing the horn of Amun. He wanted to be Egyptian. Okay, he wanted to be like us. Okay, and Alexander's willingness to save the home of the one poet, Pandar, from destruction during the burning of Thebes says what? Says something about his respect for the cult of Amun. There you go. And we wrap it up right now. So again, we thrived in that city, and after his conquest of Egypt, Alexander sought the advice of the oracle. Young girls, who they get hyped up and let them go into the so-called trance and channel and they ask them questions. They did that in Greece. We didn't do that in Egypt. Okay. The oracles are the thing for the Egyptians. The Greeks. And watch this. So thereafter, Alexander sought advice from the oracle of Amun, the cult. Thereafter declared that Amun, not Philip, his birth father. Okay, that's my father. I'm going to denounce him and take on somebody else as my father, a god, okay, and say, well, he ain't my father, he's my father. Okay, so he said Amun, not Philip, was his true father. Right there. Alexander, again, numbnuts, empire extended from Greece to India, okay, which included Babylon, and its capital. And after his death in Babylon, where he died in June 13th, 323 BCE, Alexander's body was taken to Memphis in Egypt, and he was buried in the golden coffin in the city of Alexandria. His desire to be buried in Egypt as opposed to Macedonia, Persia, Greece, and his profound affinity for Egyptian religion. He was hooked on the concept. So a great deal about what? The nation's influence over the man the historians refer to as Alexander. I call him numbnuts. He say great. Concede, consign, tomato, 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. But again, hope you enjoyed the lesson. I just want to get that out of the way. I'll be back with your boy. No, I can slip in this one. Just say this won't be long. All right, I ain't gonna stop. Let me go with this one now. Let's get into the Roman conquest of Egypt. Okay, you notice the name after the Greeks came into Kemet. You start hearing the name now, Egypt. Why? That's what the Greeks called commissions. Egyptians, not commissions. So now, when the Romans come in, they're already known, established as Egypt. All right. Cleopatra the seventh was the last of the Ptolemies. She wasn't Egyptian. She was a white Greek living in Egypt, running the show, ruling Egypt. Her struggle to retain control over her country has been the subject of numerous plays, novels, and songs. They plan out the story over and over again from different angles, different perspectives, different concepts. And she became queen of Egypt at the age of 17. They don't tell you how she became queen. She wasn't a good person. Okay, moving on. And at 17, she had the wherewithal till she was doing her thing. All right. But was later stripped of power by who? Her brother and co-regent of Ptolemy, Dionysus. Now, after a period of self-exile in Syria, she decided she was returned to power by the Roman general Pompey, who later died in the struggle for power against who? Julius Caesar. Caesar's won out. So Caesar, who had come to Egypt in pursuit of Pompey, met and fell in love with Cleopatra. Now it's a love story. She did what she had to do, rolled herself up in the rug and presented herself to him butt naked, and they did the wild thing, and she got pregnant, boom, boom, boom. And to order for secured her position at the Egyptian throne, she had to do what she had to do. Okay? So, moving on. Cleopatra gave birth to the son by who? Caesar. Like I say, bada bing, bada boom. And eventually she moved to Rome with him, where they lived until Caesar's assassination. Okay? You gonna bring a foreign woman, that black woman up here? No, she wasn't black. She wasn't black. I forgot about that. But they thought she was because she's Egyptian, but she wasn't that either. She's really a Greek. But in Rome, they didn't like her. Okay. All right, she's the enemy. But till his assassination in 44 BCE. Now, after returning to Egypt, now she eventually met and she fell in love with another guy, Mark Antony, one of Caesar's successors. She got around. And Antony plotted with Cleopatra to what? To utilize the wealth of Egypt and to assist him in securing what? The throne of Rome. He wanted to take over. These actions angered the Roman emperor at that time, Octavian, who declared war on Egypt, shut all that stuff down, and defeated the combined forces of Cleopatra and Mark Antony in the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. After the death of Cleopatra VII in 30 BCE, the legacy of Egypt was claimed by Rome. They went through to get what they wanted, which had then become the mightiest nation on earth. Everybody gets power. Everybody gets, when they do something in Egypt, they go to Egypt and all of a sudden they got control of the world. So you see how that goes? And to have that history shut down, not exposed to the people, to know their true identity from the ancients and know the real deal about that man of color, that thing there, that other color, has been doing that for a long time. Okay, he is who he is and present himself just who he is. Idea to recognize when you see a snake, unless you're a snake charmer, a snake hunter, or a snake killer, or a cat, go the other way. Just a bit of advice. All right, so metaphorically, those people are snakes. How about that? Y'all call them devils. Give them any name you want. Just know how to deal with them or avoid them. That's all. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got to go. I'll be right back with some more. You know the deal. I'm not done. Why? They stole a whole lot of stuff from us. I'm just bringing it to light, doing what I do, try to enlighten you. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I know that my right thinkers who understand how white supremacy got started a long time ago, still is in effect today, who passed away. I'll be right back.